All right, is it officially my day one on the PCT? I went and night hiked up to the southern terminus last night, got some pretty cool photos that I will post here in a little while. But the desert is wild. Look at this. This is just incredible. Just doing a quick recap here. So I landed in San Diego 2 days ago and stayed with my old friend Chet from Taiwan, old teaching colleague back at VIS, and did not stay very long in town, unfortunately. I had a shuttle pretty much yesterday in the afternoon. So after grabbing a few supplies and going by High Tech High and hanging out with Chet and just co-teaching with him a little bit, that was a lot of fun doing that again. I miss being in the classroom. But anyways, after doing that, we got out here on the shuttle, and there's a guy named Zin from the year that I thru hiked the Appalachian Trail. That's starting today as well. He's a little bit behind me, so we'll probably see each other again soon. And just overall, lots of other folks, a lot of first-time long-distance hikers. So the talk that Papa Bear gave at Cleef was really helpful. I would say did a really good job of covering all of the basic knowledge you need as a long-distance hiker. And to add to that, I learned potato chips. I think that's why I struggled so much with my electrolytes on the AT, because I had lots of salty snacks like pretzels and Doritos, that kind of thing. But his point, the old timers from way back when, before they had electrolyte powder, always had potato chips because potatoes have potassium. And that's probably likely the issue I was running into when I was doing a lot of my hiking, was I was getting the salt I needed and not the potassium, because I was pounding Doritos, which I think are just corn. I don't think corn has a lot of potassium. Maybe it does. I don't know. But so anyways, I'm keeping it short and sweet for now. Today, we're actually having a bit of an abnormal heat wave down here in the desert. It's a little chilly this morning, so I am starting up with my jacket. But it's supposed to get almost 100 degrees today, which is just crazy this time of year. That was the whole point of me starting early, was to try and beat that. But that is not the case. So here I am. Anyways, so it looks like the next couple of days it's going to be very hot. So I'm going to be taking it easy, trying to minimize my moisture loss as much as possible. I just consider it trained more or less when I was on the Appalachian Trail. And I started in that 2 feet of snow up in Georgia in February. This is going to be a good experience. I think it's going to be a make or break for a lot of us. But I think going back to the session we had at Cleef last night, when I did the Appalachian Trail, we didn't have anything like that, right? We didn't have YouTube. We had to go read blogs and stuff like that to research stuff. And then once we were on trail, it was just, you either hiked the approach trail or you got dropped off by someone that you knew. And so having that resource here at the very beginning, I think that's just such a cool thing. And they're all old through hikers that are volunteering and just coming out here and hanging out with us. And Papa Bear made some awesome pancakes this morning. And gosh, look at this, like bamboo grass. Hikes have always been such a very deeply spiritual thing for me. And I'm just so fortunate and thankful that I get to do this again. So here we go. PCT 2026. Let's see how far I get. All right, it is 9:30 in the morning, and it is already hot as shit. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. My watch is saying 85 degrees. It's got a little ambient temperature sensor on it, and zero humidity. And it looks like I'm going to be on the southern-facing mountain for the next 10 miles to a water cache. So, oh boy. So it is, this dryness is a different animal out here. I've heard rumors that if you hike slow enough and you're only breathing through your nose, that's a way to minimize your water loss. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Seems like it depends a lot on your fitness too, because I'm not in the best shape starting this adventure, but I'm definitely have a little bit more experience, I guess, so that helps. But I'm really just hoping to get to this water cache before it gets, probably looks like I'm going to get caught right on the tail end of the peak heat, which is going to be unfortunate, but I've got enough water. I'll be okay. And if I have to stop early, that's fine too. So I'm getting a crash course in desert heat, the dry heat. And growing up in the southeast US, we get some warm summers for sure, but the humidity makes it a very different experience, right? And I'm realizing that the hot humidity, oh Jesus, there's a snake. That scared the piss out of me. All right, maybe I should pay a little more attention. I'm gonna watch the trail while I'm talking. Anyways, So with the different types of heat, I guess I'm starting to experience now. God, these flowers are gorgeous. So this hot heat, what I'm realizing is, let me back it up. The humid heat that I'm familiar with down from where I'm from is you don't necessarily get dehydrated very easily, but you can overheat very easily, basically from your cooling system, aka your sweat, not functioning properly, right? Because it's so humid, the sweat can't actually evaporate and create that cooling effect. What's interesting is out here, I think we're starting to push into the 90s right now, and there's no humidity. So I don't feel hot like I would if it were in the 90s over in Florida or in the southeast, but it's hard to explain. I can feel myself getting dehydrated significantly faster. Even though I can't feel the sweat, which is like, I think in the southeast, you feel the humidity keeps it on your skin, so you really feel when you're sweating. I don't feel it the same way here, but I can feel like my lips are just really parched, and it sneaks up on you. I don't really know how else to explain it. I just had to stop for a little while, and I put down like a half a liter of water because I was starting to feel just not right, and I'm good. It bounced me right back, so it's definitely a different animal out here. I can see how it could definitely, the dehydration can sneak up on you and cause heat stroke really quickly, right? So it's not just like my cooling system's working fine, but it's working overtime because there's so much water I'm losing through sweat, right? So you have to be mindful of that. I guess my only advice is going to be either carry way more water than you think you need, not carry more water than you think you need, and or be prepared to stop in the afternoon at the peak of the heat, especially when there's a heat wave like we're having right now, because you don't want to run out of water out here. There's no fucking water out here. So you really want to make sure you're conserving as much as possible. I'm kind of debating actually night hiking this mountain tonight so that I have a quick and easy drop into town, but if I get up really early and don't sleep in, I should be okay. So that's what I'm looking at right now.